live podcast. Some of you, and I might have to repeat this if more people show up, but some of you might have joined in our other podcasts, which we're using the Eventive platform. This one, we're trying out webinar, which is a feature of Zoom that my thought was that it was going to make it a little bit more interactive or make you feel a little more part of the event. And one big difference is there's not going to be a lag. So everything you see is going to be genuinely live. So there's no going back on mistakes. And it's Lauren's going to be moderating, and we'll kick you out if you say something stupid. Remember your safe space stuff. But you know, you'll be able to chat with each other using the Zoom chat. There is a Q&A feature on the bottom panel if you wanted to ask a question that you wanted us to answer, or Lauren could answer it too. But Lauren will be there. Say hi, Lauren.
Hello. I'm
Lauren,
excited to be here tonight.
Yes, I'm excited to have you there. Lauren will be with you in the chat and having the conversation as we go. But honestly, we're here tonight for fun, for laughs. In the past few times we did this, we desperately needed the laughs. Right now, I still think that they're usable, but at least the world seems to be a little less terrible after the last few days. So, Lauren, I think we are going to introduce our guests. I'm going to have, well, why don't you turn on your cameras? Welcome, my friends.
Hello.
You started
Hello.
Kim and Kat, are you ready?
So
I better be.
Who's going first?
Ketryn.
I always go first.
We never talk
Always.
about it, but Ketryn always goes first. So
Always go first.
Yeah, that's one of the many things that when we started a business together, we were like, oh, this is just assumed and it works perfectly. So great.
And then you never have to draw straws.
Nope.
We just mind meld.
Yep.
I had to plumb the depths of horror anthology TV show history to find what I assigned for you this time. And hi, Daniela. We've got more friends.
Hi.
And I'm very, very happy with what I found. I'm sure that Ketryn will agree with me that her selection was harder to find. It's a little more rare. So it wasn't what we would say restored. So I want to thank you for putting up with a very lo-fi VHS transfer.
I got the gist of it, and that's really all that's important.
Kim's has been restored, and I'm looking forward to hearing that too. But you know what? I'm going to, Lauren and I are going to turn off our cameras and turn it over to you, unless there's anything you want to add.
I don't think so. We're just going to dive on into this stuff. I would like to say that I did my mascara to resemble a campfire.
Oh,
Not my mascara, my eyeshadow.
your eyeshadow.
Yeah.
You look fantastic.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Which is per usual, but
Thank you. Oh, Tallulah saying hello.
Tallulah Bankhead?
Tallulah Faye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very different Tallulah.
The very different Tallulah. Yes, for sure.
Okay. Take it away, Sam.
All right.
Hello. For those who don't know, we're Kim and Kat from the horror movie comedy podcast, Kim and Kat Stay Alive.
Maybe.
We're part of the Dread Central Podcast Network. So
What?
shout out to Dread. So what we normally do for our episodes is tell the entire plot of a movie, step by step, play by play, spoil the fuck out of it, and play a little game to see if we can stay alive.
Yeah, so today we are both going to be telling a tale that the other one will try to stay alive in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go first, and if Kim doesn't stay alive, I guess it'll be a pretty short show because she'll be dead. Just kidding, she always stays alive. And I have a very good feeling about this particular one for you.
Yeah, so Miguel picks them for us, so we don't even know what the other person's doing.
Exactly.
Which is fun.
Yeah. And it's always from TV horror as opposed to movie horror, which is what we do our podcast on. So I guess we'll just dive in, Burnsy.
Oh, cool.
All right, let's do this. So let's do dead or alives first. And then I have a little caveat that I want you to think about
Okay.
when we get into the questions. Okay, so
Nervous.
first, dead or alive, chief cop.
Alive.
Head of the parent squad.
Head of the parent squad dead.
Merritt. That's a girl's name.
Alive.
Twin.
Alive. Mom. Alive.
Friend cop, who I think is just a cop, but he appears to be friendly with the chief. So
Dead.
And Fred.
Alive.
Okay. All right. So the story that I'm going to tell you today is episode 1 of Freddy's Nightmare.
Oh shit.
So here's the
Yay.
caveat that I want you to think about. Because there are going to be some familiar story plot lines. When you are answering for yourself, I'm going to ask that you be as specific as possible and really, really think about what you would do in this situation, Ms. Burns.
Oh no. Okay.
You got it? Great. I forgot my bell because there's always something that I forget. So you guys are going to get an audible ding, ding, ding from me. Okay. So we open on a newscaster, just a regular old newscaster saying this couple was murdered and these people were triple slayed and there were bank robbers and everything's terrible. And then all of a sudden he starts fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzy. And he's like, what? And he appears to go away from the screen. So everything is there except for him. He's gone from the newscast.
Like he disappears.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at this point, the screen goes into, when our TVs would be like, this is a broadcast test of something, whatever. And like everything goes into like the Technicolors. This went into Technicolors, but it was green and red, green and red, green and red. And it's not Christmas time. So then the screen comes back and it's Freddy. Oh, one of his fingers fell off. You get the gist. Okay. And he says,
No, don't be afraid. This time it wasn't one of your nightmares. This one was mine.
And then the newscaster reappears on the steps of the municipal town building where the court is, right? And he appears on the steps and he's like, what, where am I? And someone just hands him a microphone and he's like, okay, so we're outside of the courthouse for the trial of Fred Krueger. So this is where we are.
Oh, shit.
So he starts naming off all of Fred's victims that are like, obviously we know that there are lots more, but these are the 5 that he's on trial for, right? And we go into the courtroom and we see that Freddy is in a cage in a courtroom, like bulletproof cage and chained up.
He's a danger to society.
Is that a thing? I guess I don't know. I just feel like I don't know if that's a thing. I'd love to, your typical courtroom cage, Lauren says. Yes, exactly. So he's in there and the prosecution is showing slides of all of Freddy's victims. We don't see them. We just hear like the click, click of the slide changing and everyone in the courtroom like sobbing at the horrificness of it. And the lawyer then says like the prosecution rests their case. And the judge is like, no closing statement. And he's like, no, I think those slides speak for themselves. That's our closing statement, bitch.
Damn.
Then the defense stands up and says, we're moving for a dismissal. And everyone's like, blah, 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 dismissal, blah, 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 blah. And prosecution lawyer is like, objection, Your Honor. And the judge is like, not sustained or whatever she says.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And so they approach the bench, and the defense hands the judge an envelope, and it says, move for dismissal on the basis that evidence was obtained during an illegal arrest. That's what the judge,
Shit.
so that's what the judge reads.
Okay.
So question 1, you're the judge.
Mm-hmm.
Do you throw out the case? Or do you, I don't know, jump out a window?
Don't I need to? I mean, okay. I say that this judge does throw out the case.
Okay.
And then I am going to be like, I need further information on this. Like, what do you mean?
Okay.
I need more law talk. Give me the evidence of the
More law talk. Give me the evidence. Got it. Yep, exactly. Okay. That is ding, 1 bell for the judge, 0 bells for you. The correct answer for you was to go back in time and not be a judge, because that sounds like a horrible job. So what happened was he was not read his Miranda rights when he was arrested.
Guys, come on.
Guys. So the judge sets him free. And everyone in the courtroom is like losing their mind, like understandably, because there was like, it wasn't like, did he or did he not do it? It's like, no, he did it. We just have to go through the folderol of a trial. And now the trial is being thrown out.
Right. Oof.
So the judge is, she's like, the law is the law. Like, I have to do this. That's why I said the correct answer was to go back in time and not be a judge, because she did the right thing, but it was horrible. Everyone is crying. And Freddie is like literally just being unhooked. Like, they're like, okay, you're free to go. Goodbye. And we see from his perspective that like he's kind of looking at the courtroom, and it looks like everybody is dead except for 2 twin blonde girls who they're like teenagers, high school. And we learn that they're the daughters of the cop that forgot to read him his Miranda rights. We'll find out why in a moment.
Okay.
So, we hear the cop now talking to his daughters and his wife. And the cop is like, God, those slides like bring everything back. And the mom is like, look what he did to Merritt. Like, she doesn't eat, she doesn't sleep. And Merritt is like, Daddy, will Freddie be back? And he like doesn't say anything. And then he says to his wife, he's like, I almost shot him, Sarah. And Sarah's like, so why'd you stop?
Yes, bitch.
And so like he again did the right thing, but everyone's like, sometimes the right thing's the wrong thing though. So oops.
She's like, cops be shooting people all the time.
All the fucking
for
time.
no good reason.
Right.
Illegally all the time.
Yeah. So we also learn, okay, so now we're outside the courthouse again, like on the steps. And this is the parent squad. So the parent squad is like the parents of all the kids that were killed. And the head of the parent squad, I think his name is Deeks or something, but head of the parent squad. He's like, I had the idea that the law was here to protect us, but I don't feel that way anymore. Question 2. What do you do and what do the parents decide to do?
The parents are going to take the law into their own hands.
All right. And you, ma'am?
Oh, fuck. I'm a parent.
I know.
Of a dead,
You're a parent of a dead kid.
Go
back in time. Don't have a kid.
And live a happy life, child.
There we go.
Go to an island and live happily. Oh, fuck. I have a hard thing with this because, of course, I'm like, yes, fucking take the law into my own hands. But
yeah. And you know me, how much I like to murder people.
No,
like,
yeah, you're for sure easy answer for you.
Yeah. Like, I'd be like, I don't know, take me to jail. It's fine.
I have like a karma complex.
I
have a karma thing. So I'm just
you have
like,
a karma thing, yeah.
But if I do it myself,
Oh, so your answer is you hire me to do it? Honestly, I'll fucking do it.
I can't be I can't be involved.
I know you're a really good
I
person.
can't be involved.
You're a really good person, and I like want to save your good personness. I get it.
I'm not gonna like stop them, but like I can't be involved myself.
You're just gonna like walk away like doo doo doo.
I'm just gonna fade into the bushes.
Fade into the bushes. Bitch, what you doing?
That's what I'm not
Oh,
gonna
you're
get
fading into the
involved.
bushes? Okay. You're not getting
I'm not gonna
involved.
get involved.
Ding ding. 2 points. So I don't know why I wrote that he's the lawyer. He's not. So they're like, we'll take it from here. Okay. And he's like, are you with me? And they all get into their cars and drive off. So now we cut to some spooky, creepy alley factory type outside place. And there is what appears to be like a tent, but then the tarp is pulled off and we see that it's Freddy's ice cream truck. And he's all like,
together again. Are you ready for Freddy?
I'm like, no.
He's
Okay.
real creep.
He's real creep. So now we cut to
So this
Freddy.
is just like man Freddy.
Yes.
Wow.
A live man Freddy.
What does he look like?
Very shadowy and also unrendered VHS transfer. So I guess that's what he looked like. I guess pre-dead Freddy was real pixelated.
Right. Sure. So not much difference than face Freddy.
Exactly. Yeah. So now we cut to Freddy going down into the boiler room, creepy boiler room in a factory of boiler rooms. I don't know. And he like has a bunch of
Boiler
creepy
room
shit
factory.
down there, a boiler room factory. Yeah. Where they make boiler rooms. And, he like picks up a teddy bear and like smashes it against the brick wall, like just being really extra with like his evilness.
Yeah, he's starting to change my decision.
Yeah, you're right. And so then we're also hearing like whispers of kids he killed and like growling noises and shit and like all this stuff. And then he opens another door to like an even scarier boiler room place. And we see like more remnants of children. And then he says,
Patience. Tonight we'll have a little party. Time to feed you some
beans, I think he said. And it appears to be some sort of like either chomping mechanism to chomp children. So I guess the children are beans, or some sort of boiler to burn the children. It's unclear again. Daniela, yes, I really think he said beans. I heard beans. So I guess his nickname for children is beans. Right.
I think we should go with that.
Yeah.
Little known Freddy fact.
He loves beans.
Calls his kids beans.
Yeah. So he picks up his glove off the slab and he's like, my pretty. And he growls and smiles like Freddy style. And he's
so
like,
Freddy the man has that glove too.
He made it himself.
Wow.
Yeah. He made it in his boiler room, factory room or something.
This is
Homemade. I mean, real Etsy shit, honestly. Like it's well made. Like I'm looking at this. There's some welding situations.
Yeah.
There's some real
that on and start scooping beans in his mouth.
Scooping beans in his mouth. It's a great bean scooper. What are we? Okay. So now, clickety clack of the claw. So now we cut to Chief Cop at home drinking a beer, looking at a picture of his family. And mom is pissed. Okay. She is folding laundry very angrily.
Totally. We've all been there.
And
when you vogue with your laundry.
Exactly.
Not a good thing.
No, it's not. Eric knows. He's like, if I'm voguing with that laundry, he needs to stand clear.
Moves
into the bushes. So she's like, do you remember why we left New York? Like, basically, she's like, New York was trash. We came to the suburbs to be like not trash and not and like
Right.
not afraid to like
Safe.
walk around. And now there's a fucking child
Bean
killer
eater.
bean eater calling our kids beans. And so Chief Cop is like, do you think this is my fault? And he's like, when I saw what he was about to do to our girls, I'm sorry that it was hard for me to remember a bunch of procedural
Oh
shit.
shit. So fuck, damn, wow.
So
he was like saving his own kids.
yes.
And that's why
Yes.
the procedure. I guess that's why they don't let people or cops aren't. It's not. It's frowned
conflict
upon,
of
I think, for
interest.
cops, to work on cases where they know the people.
Exactly. So he like caught Freddie in the act, like about to eat his beans. And he was like, ah! And like arrested him, no Miranda rights. And so mom is just like, what about our girls though? Like Merritt like can't even like fucking function. Like she's fucking catatonic now. And he's like, fuck this. I'm going to the station. He's like, you'll be okay. Basically to like look for Freddie, because it's like they still like don't want him killing their beans, right? But so they're like, we need to keep an eye on him. And then Merritt comes up to her dad right before he leaves and is like, Daddy, you can't kill Freddie. You'll only make it worse.
Interesting.
So now we have the line of cars pulling up outside of the boiler room factory place. Now we cut to the station and Chief Cop is sitting there, and then Friend Cop comes in and he's like, all units are reporting no Freddy sightings. And Chief Cop is like, he knows we're watching. And Friend Cop is like, he's not the only one. He's like, word has it that a bunch of parents are going to handle it. Question 3. You are Chief Cop. What do you do? What does he do?
I think that we both, okay. I mean, I think we both have to go to the boiler room factory.
Okay. Yeah. Double ding for that. Do I want to give you a yeah, I do. I want to give you a double ding for that. Okay. So he's like, fuck. And he's like, just what I needed. And then Friend Cop is like,
did you say yourself the part?
I did. This is a 1960s sitcom. Doi. So the Friend Cop is like, I'm surprised you're not there, like with them, with the parents of all the other beans.
Like in line.
And Chief Cop is like, the law is the law, God damn it. Like he's getting pissed because he's just like, I don't know why you guys are giving me so much shade. Like I can't change what the law is. Like I was just trying to be a good person. And then like Cop goes and he's like, God, I hate hick towns. I was like, Chief Cop, that's rude. I'm sure people in a non-hick town would be upset about all their beans getting eaten as well. So cut to parents at the mob factory. Now we cut to so we just see them like in there like looking for him. Now we cut back to Chief Cop's house, and mom is bringing a plate of chicken to a cop that's standing outside because he has been designated like the guard for their house. Okay. Yeah. So she's like, you must be hungry. Gives him some delicious looking fried chicken. Like it looked really good. Cut back to the parent mob squad with flashlights, and they have now made it into his creepy lair. And there they find their own beans stuff. Like My Little Beans dress, My Little Beans teddy bear, and they like lose it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So now we cut back to the house, Chief Cop's house, and we see a shadow of Freddie on the wall. And Mr. Chicken McNugget Man is just eating his chicken at Chief Cop's house. And then we just see slash, 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 slash to Chicken Cop.
Chicken McCann Man?
Yeah. Chicken McCann Man. He's gone. He is shredded into a nice little chicken salad for sure. So now we're back at the police station, and Unit 2 calls into Chief Cop and is like, I think I spotted something. And so Chief Cop is like, come in, Unit 3. Do you read me? Unit 3. And we see that Unit 3 is being dragged away by Freddie.
Oh, shit.
So now we cut to Freddie sneaking around the house, and he's like literally looking in the window at Mom and the 2 daughters, and he's like hearing screaming noises in his own head. But like, he likes the screaming noises. It's not like if we were hearing screaming noises, like he's like, the dulcet tones. Like he's into it.
Sure.
So now we cut to Mom going outside, like looking for guard cop. And she's like, fuck, where the fuck is the fucking McChicken cop? So now we cut to the daughter inside, and she's crying because like Merritt like knows what's up, kind of. And and I just wrote, I don't think these were exact words, but the gist was the other daughter says to Mom, bitch, he out there.
Yeah.
I don't think that the sentiment was the same. And Mom is like, you're getting Merritt upset. And Mom is like, shut up. Like, she just can't take it. She goes and like folds some laundry. And now we hear like scraping noises outside.
No.
Mom sits down on the couch between the 2 daughters, and then a vase shatters.
Huh?
And they're like, shit. Like, I literally wasn't even touching that vase. Shit's getting cray. So now we see that Freddie has now left Chief Cop's house, and he is now outside. Nope. Lies. He's still at Chief Cop's house. And then all of the parent squad starts pulling up because they're like, he wasn't in the boiler room factory. So they've now come to Chief Cop's like, I bet he's there.
Oh.
He sees all of them. They see his truck, and they're like, he's starting where he left off. So they're like, this all makes sense. So they're all looking for him. Now Daddy Cop pulls up. Chief Cop, Daddy Cop. Not like Daddy Cop, like Dad Father Cop. Yes. And he's like, what are you guys all doing? And Parent Squad is like, what you should have done. Fuck off. And Daddy Cop tells wife and daughter, he's like, go back inside, lock the door, you know where the gun is. So now we cut to them back at the boiler room factory. Because remember, they were like, his truck, and now his truck's gone. So they're like, now he's going back to the boiler room. So it's like, you know, one of these crosses.
Okay.
You look confused.
I thought they saw his truck outside Daddy Cop's house.
And then he like peaced out.
Okay.
So they're like following him.
Okay.
And his like ice cream music is playing, and they're like,
oh no.
So
that shit.
Yeah. So
that's my nightmare.
Do. I don't know if that's ice cream music, but
The Entertainer.
You got the gist. Yeah. So is that it? That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I knew it lived in my brain somewhere.
I just died.
What? Oh, I thought you dropped something. Oh God. I hope that doesn't happen. Like you die on a Zoom and I'm like, oh, she's just getting something. She's taking a long time. I wonder what's going on.
It's really stuck down there.
Yeah. What did she drop? Jeez. Okay. So we're back at the boiler room. Cut to Daddy Cop pulling up as well. Gun drawn. Okay. So he's going in behind Parent Squad. He goes down to the basement too. And he sees Parent Squad and Freddie facing off. Literally facing each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Question Cap. What do you do? What does Cop do?
Shoot Freddie. Hand in hand. Oh, I've given in.
No dings.
Oh, fuck.
So he goes down to the basement. He sees them all. And Freddie is being antagonistic. And he's like,
you think you could get rid of me?
Oh, that cackle needs work. But I got the voice. I just need to work on the cackle. And they're all like, look, it's him. And Freddie's like all in the smoke and everything, looking creepy. And head Parent Squad like points his gun, and Daddy Cop shoots into the air. And he's like, drop the gun.
Oh shit.
So all the parents are like, whose side are you on, buddy? And the cop's like, yours. And like, I get it, because he's like, you have no legal right to
you.
Exactly. But Freddie is like laughing and joking about his Miranda rights. Basically,
he's a real dick.
he is a dick. Did you know? Like, he's really antagonistic. He's a real jerk.
Yeah, he's a real dick.
Yeah. But he's like reciting his Miranda rights just to be an asshole, because he's like I didn't know my Miranda rights.
Wow, what a piece of shit.
What an asshole.
He's a real bean eater.
Then he says, straight to Daddy Cop, he says,
Pretty little girls you've got. Interrupted before I could get to know them.
Ah.
and then he says,
I am forever.
Daddy Cop then looks over at a can of kerosene that he notices the parent squad has also seen. Question 6. What do you do? And what does Cop do? Daddy Cop, to be specific.
I think hand in hand we shoot the kerosene.
Interesting. Okay. 0 points, because I think that would kill all of you, but I like your gumption. So what he does, he's pissed. He's lost his chill. He goes over and he picks up that thing of kerosene and he says, law's the law, but tonight the law is on vacation. And then he just dumps a bucket of kerosene all over Fred. And Fred is like,
yeah, I love it. Like he's like, pour some sugar on me.
like he's into it. Starts dousing him in kerosene. Parent squad is like, what's happening now? And Freddie eggs him on, and then the cop lights a book of matches. And
shit.
And Freddie, being the real extra dick he is, just laughs as his skin melts off of his bones. Now, he then says to the parent squad, we're all in this together. The rest of the town knows nothing. And then we hear Daddy Cop here in his head, you can't kill Freddie. You'll make it worse. So now we have what I can only assume was a commercial break, because then Freddie comes back in and is like,
that was then. This is now. Springwood nightmares are just beginning.
So now we cut to a weirdly lit house. It's Chief Cop's house, Daddy Cop's house, and it's lit with red and green. And somebody comes up to the door in the middle of the night with a package, rings the doorbell, and then walks away. Daddy Cop wakes up and he's like all sleepy, goes down, looks outside. It's a red and green striped box. And he's like, what's in here? What's going on? And then claw to the face.
No.
And then he wakes up. Hello, good morning. So wife is like, did you have another bad dream? And Daddy Cop is like, I can't take it. And mom is like, you didn't kill a person. You killed a monster. She's like, you killed an evil thing. And Daddy Cop is like, the law doesn't know the difference. And she's like, but I do. She's like, you protected our daughters. And he's just kind of like not hearing it. So then Daddy Cop gets up and he looks in the mirror, scratches on his neck. And he's like, this is a real pickle. So he's now dropping Merritt and her twin. I'm so sorry I don't know the twin's name.
She's not important.
That must be tough for her. It's like Merritt and her twin.
For sure.
It's going to cause
She's
a real
going to have a complex.
Yeah, she really is going to have a complex. So dropping up at school, and Daddy Cop says to Twin, is she mad at me? And Twin is like, no, Dad, like she's just fucking traumatized. Like,
Mm.
sorry about it. And Merritt fucking turns to Daddy Cop and just goes, 1, 2, I'm coming for you. And then gets out of the car. Goodbye.
No, 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 no.
Yes,
no.
yes, yes.
No.
So now we cut to the station again. And Daddy Cop has a letter on his desk. He opens it up, and it is a letter that says in blood,
I'm burning in hell. I wish you were too.
and then it just fizzles up in smoke and fire.
Oh, no.
And everyone's like, what's going on, Chief? And he's like, nothing. So then Friend Cop comes in and says, yo, the FBI is coming. And he's like, they're gonna try and tie Freddy to a bunch of other serial murders so we can like get him back on trial again, and you cannot fuck up the arrest. Sorry about it. Question 7.
Oh, fuck.
What do you do, and what does Daddy Cop do?
I mean, I think we're both like, that's great. That's great. Cool. Let's get to
Okay.
work on finding Freddy.
Okay.
Hand in hand. Was is that answering the question? I was
Yes, it is. I'm just thinking about it. Tallulah, you're driving me banana boats. Here, go chase something. So what he says is, okay, Friend Cop, you're not gonna find a body. And Friend Cop is like, come again? And he's like, he tells his partner everything. And he's like, no one to blame. He's like, no one will blame you. And Daddy Cop is like, well, the feds aren't going to be forgiving. And Friend Cop is like, no one's going to talk. And Daddy Cop is like, someone's going to crack. And then like, I'm history. So question 8, your Friend Cop, what do you do? And what does Friend Cop do?
So Daddy Cop told him what happened.
Everything. He's like, I fucking burn that bitch to the ground.
And then I'm Friend Cop.
Mm-hmm. So that there's
Uh,
a fucking burned up Freddy body in the boiler factory.
I think Friend Cop is gonna help him bury the body.
Okay.
Cover it up. Cover it
And
up.
what do you do?
I'm gonna do the same.
Sure. Double ding. Y'all are super fucked now anyway, so why not help him bury the body? He actually goes one further and he's like, you know what? You don't even have to help. Like, I'll take care of it. He's like,
wow.
I'll go deal with it. He's like, you're a hero. You're covered. So now we cut to Daddy Cop driving, and he's just driving down the road. Ice cream truck driving right the
Wow.
fuck at him. So, and he hears Freddy's voice and he swerves, runs off the road, hits his fucking tooth, like chips his tooth.
Yeah.
No truck. Gone. So now he hears on the radio. So he's like, ow, my tooth. And then he hears on the radio, is like, our boys just discovered a body. And Chief Cop, Daddy Cop says, I thought you were going to take care of it. And Friend Cop is like, I did. And Chief Cop is like, well, then whose body is it?
Oh no.
So now we cut to a junkyard, and it's Chief Daddy Cop and Friend Cop. And he's like, this is where I put him. And he like takes him to like, you know, the depths of the junkyard, and there's a trunk and it's like welded shut. And he's like, he's in there. And Chief Cop is like, open it. And Friend Cop is like, no, like I worked really hard welding this. Like, can you just like appreciate it? And so he opens it, no body, just scratch marks. Ah, it's concerning. So now we cut to the cops and the parent squad all in the boiler room factory, like daytime, you know, and they're like wheeling out a body, right? And main parents, one of the parent squads is like drinking, and they're like, what the fuck? And Chief Daddy Cop is like, we got to have a meeting about this, like all the parent squad. Then they wheel out the body and they pull the thing back, and it's head of the parent squad. And they're like, he must have cracked. And so now they're like, okay, but like we're still missing a body. Because like we have Deeks's body, the head of the parent squad, but like we still don't have Freddy's body that was supposed to be welded shut, right?
Yeah.
So Chief Daddy Cop like takes a sip of the dude's beer and like hurts his mouth. And then they pull the sheet down further. He's got slash marks across his chest.
No.
Yeah. So now we cut to Daddy Cop bedtime. And he's like, owie, my mouth hurts. And he's like, it's all coming apart. And wifey is like, you're not a murderer. And he's like, what was head parent squad even doing down there? And she's like, maybe when he saw it missing, he had a heart attack. Maybe when he saw the body missing, he had a heart attack. And he like keeps taking drinks of his beer and hurting his mouth. And I'm like, get a straw, dude. And so he gets mad and he like throws his beer. And mom is like, it's going to be all right. And Daddy Cop is like, tell that to the FBI. And she's like, I'd rather tell it to you with this blowjob. I really hate ill-timed blowjobs. I'm like, there's no fucking way that either people are in the mood when they're like, our beans were almost killed and I buried a body. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. You know what?
I bet certain people would take a blowjob any fucking
You know
time.
what? I rescind that. That was adjacent to kink shaming, and I'm not here for that. So you know what? If you like tragedy blowjobs, you do you. And I apologize. Tallulah, God damn it.
I'm just gonna put it out there that I'm sure there's a large part of the population that's down for a blowjob.
For tragedy blowjobs? Yeah. No.
Anytime, any blowjob.
Any blowjob. Yep. You know what?
Blowjobs.
You're right. You're totally right. So now we cut to Daddy Cop nightmare of him being shuffled to the electric chair himself. And he's like, this sucks. And his daughters are manning the electric chair and like smiling about it. And then we hear Freddy's voice go, open wide. And like Freddy shadow behind them. And then he wakes up. So now we cut to the morning and he's in the mirror again and he's like losing it. Like he's just like, I know what's real. I know what's real. I know what's real. I know what's real. And then Merritt comes up behind him and is just like standing there. So when he opens his eyes, there's like another person in the mirror and he's just like, leave me alone. And Merritt's like, oh my God, like I'm fucking catatonic. I never talk to you. I'm trying to put myself out there and you fucking yell at me to leave you alone. So fuck you, Dad. She just like runs away. And he then comes down to the table, Daddy Cop, and Twin and Merritt are there. And Twin is like, Dad, are you all right? And Daddy Cop apologizes to Merritt and Merritt's like catatonic. And Twin is like, she talks in her sleep, Daddy. And she's like, she says his name over and over again. And he told me, meaning Freddy through her mouth, that you killed him.
What?
And Daddy Cop just like squeezes his mug until it breaks. And he's just like, ooh. And he's like, who told you? Merritt looks up from her catatonic creep state and just goes, Freddy's back in my dreams and yours. Creepy.
No.
Then we hear the doorbell and it's their ride to school. Merritt won't leave her chair. So Twin is like, come on, come on, come on. They finally leave. Wife comes down and Daddy Cop is like, we need to leave. Like, we need to leave this town. Like, Freddy has poisoned it. We need to get out of here. I need to go talk to the rest of the parent squad. We all need to leave. Okay. And the wife is like, fuck, like I just unpacked the boxes. No, she's like, I get it, I guess, but I'm still pissed. So now we cut to Daddy Cop at the dentist, and he's got his chipped tooth, right? And we learn that the dentist is one of the parent squad. So like, that's why he's there. He just coincidentally has a chipped tooth. Dentist comes out and he's like, I hear you, but like, let me just fix that tooth real quick. Like just a temporary crown. Question 9, what do you do? And what does Daddy Cop do?
Yeah, fix my tooth. Hand in hand. What? Should I not get my tooth fixed?
Lost my pen. 1 point. He does get his tooth fixed. 0 points for you. Let's find out why, shall we?
Oh no.
So, cut to him laying down in the chair. Dentist partner comes in. And she's cute, which is relevant to the story. And she's like, Sarah told me you're trying to leave town. No, I'm sorry. I think the dentist said that because then he's like, yeah, when the feds get here, I'm done. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it was. And, oh no, I'm sorry. This is why I forgot it. Cause it's weird. Friend Cop just comes into the dentist office while he's in the chair. And I'm like, I don't think people can just like walk into the exam room. I get it's just a dentist, but I still think that's frowned upon.
Sure.
So he just comes in. He's like, let's have a top secret conversation in a dentist's office while you're in the chair.
Your mouth is open.
And your mouth is open. And he's like, Sarah told me you're trying to leave town. So that's what it is. And Daddy Cop is like, when the feds get here, I'm done. Friend Cop says, who said anything about the feds? And he says, you did.
What?
And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, I hid the body, like you said. And Daddy Cop is like, no, you saw the body gone. And Friend Cop is like, I saw the trunk welded shut exactly like I welded it. I don't know what is going on. So he's like, you have a lot on your plate and in your mouth. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So then cute assistant comes in and she's like, relax, it's all fine. And she like puts like little thingies in his nose. And she's like, this'll relax you, and like music in headphones. And then all of a sudden the assistant is in her underoos.
What?
Underwear. And he's like, the gas lets me see through your clothes. And the nurse is like, that's just the nitrous. Happens all the time. Does it, ma'am?
What?
So, and then she's like, now for the sodium whoozy whatsy or whatever. And gives him a needle. And I was like, sir, if you're going in for just a real quick temporary crown and someone's putting a needle in your arm, things are amiss. This is not good. So she like puts his needle in his arm and she's like, count back from 10. And then all of a sudden we see a Freddy shadow come across his face.
Oh, no.
And we hear, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock the door. Freddy is there. And he's like,
I'm afraid all those teeth will have to go.
and then all of his claws are dental instruments, which is truly my personal nightmare. And now we just see blood and tooth chips flying amok all over as Daddy Cop screams. Cut to flash cut. Nurse doing CPR on Daddy Cop. And the dentist comes in and she's like, I don't know what happened, doctor. He's dead. It must have been a reaction to the nitrous. Cut to Freddy in the boiler room saying,
Sweet dreams. Who's next? You? Or maybe you? Or how about one of you?
credits.
Oh, and he's like pointing at us.
Yeah. No, you pointing at specifically you, Kim Burns. You. Right at you.
Now I'm be able to sleep.
Okay, talk to yourself while I count your points.
Okay. That was scurry. I don't feel like I did very well.
You did okay. You did
I
okay.
think I died.
Husband, if you can hear me, Tallulah stole my pen. If you could bring me another pen, that would be great.
Um,
Hi, Kim Burns.
Hi.
What'd you think of the reading?
That was so fun. I've never
were
seen any
dying.
of that show.
Yeah, a lot of people have never seen any of that show. I remember seeing it back when it came out in 1988 as a little mini Miguel.
Mini Miguel.
A mini me, yes, but actual me, but smaller.
It was kind of scurry.
Scurry, yeah. I kind of want to, like, it's not so scary when you're actually watching it.
Yeah, my telling of it was like really fucking scary. I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear your points, Burnsy?
I do.
Dead or Alives. I'm gonna go to the audience on this one. I left this open-ended. Who here thinks Fred is alive?
Oh, good question.
It's going to determine.
Fred is alive. No, he's
David says
dead.
no. Miguel says no.
He's dead.
No. Okay, we have a lot of no's, so I'm gonna go with no. Which means you got that wrong. I was hoping you'd get this extra point, but the audience has decided. So you got
I
4.
would say he's dead.
Okay.
Anyway, too.
So you got 4 out of 7 on your Dead or Alives, which is not bad.
That's great.
You got 9 out of 18 on your questions, which gives you a 13 out of 25 total. So I would call you alive.
Yeah, I'm alive.
You're alive. Like you're
But
in
I'm,
the
like,
ICU.
Not doing great.
Yeah. But like, medical technology is on your side.
It's too
You'll be
bad
okay.
You're in LA and the ICU is all kinds of messed up.
Oh yeah, if it was right now, no, you'd be fucked. Yeah, that's true.
Luckily, it's 1988.
Yes, ma'am. All right, do you have a story to tell me?
I do.
Let's hear it.
So this is a little British tale.
Oh my God, I love British tales.
It's called The Hammer House of Horror.
Love it. Does it take place in a manor type situation?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay.
More British countryside.
Oh, I'm into that too. I'll take it. Let's go.
Okay, this came out on October 25th, 1980.
Okay.
So just
It's an oldie.
put that in there. A lot of animal horror.
Okay, thank you
so
for the
you know.
warning.
Dead or alive? Mr. Bluck.
Dead.
Chuck.
Dead.
Annie.
Alive.
Detective.
Alive.
Okay,
Oh,
that's it. So this has, I'll talk about when we get there.
Mhm.
Okay, so we start on some like animals, like cheetah and leopard and like a tiger, but like in cages.
oh.
And then we see a guy, he has glasses and like a Inspector Gadget hat.
Yep, got it. Inspector Gadget
But
hat.
brown. He's a brown Inspector Gadget.
Brown Inspector
Not a
Gadget.
gray.
I can see it like it was standing in front of me.
And glasses. This is apparently Peter Cushing. You've heard that name, right?
I
But
have
don't
heard that
know
name.
what he looks like because I
Except you're
didn't know
looking
this,
at him.
Except I do now.
Well, we're right.
So,
Okay. So I'm where you were before you
Yeah.
started watching.
He looks
Okay.
like a
A British guy.
British man with brown coated Inspector Gadget gear.
You know what? Say no more.
So he like lifts up a big handle on the wall, and I'm like, it sounds like a buzzing, almost like electric question mark,
Oh,
kind of.
okay. All right.
And then I see that like all of the cages that the animals are in, they're like small cages, but they
Oh.
each have like a little like doorway, but it's just open. But they all stay in their
Okay.
cages. Like so that
Okay.
there's like the space that they could get out.
Mm-hmm.
And so this tiger is like pacing around his little cage. And then finally he kind of just like tries to go through the opening and then gets electrocuted and burnt and dies.
Question 1, what do you do? What do I do? I set all the animals free and snuggle them and then burn the place to the ground. Did I win?
Correct.
Yay.
And then Inspector Gadget runs down and he's like, oh no, there's supposed to be rules or something. Credits, Hammer House of Horror. This is called The Silent Scream.
Oh my. You never want your screams to be silent, that's for sure.
So we see a guy who's dropped off from a car and it's like towards a country home. That's like kind of the only home in all that you can see, pretty much.
I see it.
And so he's walking up. He's got like a leather jacket on. He's like a young guy, but like a more, what's the, like a suit looking jacket, but leather. Does that make sense?
Like a leather daddy? I'm just kidding.
He's a
It's not
leather
he's a
daddy.
leather daddy. Okay, cool.
So he is Brian Cox.
Hello?
But like Daddy Brian Cox.
Hello? Young
a
leather daddy
young
Brian Cox?
Daddy leather Brian Cox.
I love it. Also, you know who wears a leather blazer, which I just saw in the chat?
Blazer. That's the word I was looking for.
Vinny, my cousin Vinny. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm formal, but I'm cool.
100%.
Okay.
Perfect. My next line is kiss. So anyway, yeah, because if you think that Brian Cox is probably like 70 something now, and this was 1980, so he's 30, 35. Like,
yeah, I get some daddy vibes. I'm here for it.
No,
okay.
Totally. And if I didn't know it was Brian Cox, I just wouldn't have never known. Like I knew he was in this tale, and it wasn't until the credits that I was like, oh, that guy was him.
That guy was Brian Cox, right?
Anyway, he goes into the house and there's a lady waiting for him there, and they kiss and they're like, oh my goodness. And it's like heartwarming music, like she's welcoming home from prison.
Oh,
but it's still just happy music that's like la 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 la
great.
la, la.
Okay.
And they're talking about how she has no phone out here. Maybe they couldn't afford the bill or something anymore, but it's just like she's the only person out here, like away from everything. And he would have been home sooner, except he tried to escape.
Ryan.
So, anyway, we're not going to talk about, we're going to start fresh right now.
Okay.
Like, yes, we are, because I have this envelope of cash that one of the visitors from the prison gave me.
That seems suspicious.
You think? But it's some guy that came and like they got really close because they would come and talk all the time. And he's like someone who was like in a Nazi prison camp.
Okay.
And so anyway, he like lives in town or something. He has this address, so he wants to thank him. Cut to the Central Pet Shop.
Okay.
And inside is Glasses Inspector Gadget. And this is where Daddy Brian goes in. And basically this is the guy that gave him the money. So he's like going to thank him. And
he's like, thank you. Okay.
This guy owns like the Central Pet Shop of town. So he's going in to thank him, and they like start talking because they're friends, from prison.
Sure.
And talking about kind of like how some people can handle being locked up better than others, but like Brian like really couldn't handle it. Like it's part of why he's like tried to escape.
Yeah.
But like some people just go crazy because he's like, yeah, when I was a kid, like they used to lock me in a cupboard or something.
Oh no, Harry Potter.
Yeah. But they're like, we're kindred spirits, because we've been locked up, and like, we both know the terror of being shut in.
Sure.
And so Inspector Glasses is like, what are you going to do for work? Like, have you figured anything out? And he's like talking about maybe what some of his prospects are. And so Inspector Glasses is like, why don't you turn the sign over there to closed and lock the door? I want to show you something.
Okay. Is this the beginning of a porno?
Miguel. So they go through like a back curtain.
Wait, what I miss?
That you gave Kim a porno to watch.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, sure.
It's called Leather Daddy Inspects His Gadget. And
the script writes itself, really.
Leather
They
Daddy
go-
inspects his gadget. I never want to forget that. Okay.
They go downstairs, and it's the room where all the big animals are
The
being
big
held
animals
in
were.
cages. And Inspector Glasses is like, this is like I'm doing research into a new method of training.
Mm-hmm.
And Daddy Brian realizes that all of the cages are open. There's no door. And Inspector Glasses is like, yeah, can you imagine like zoos without cages? And so we're not gonna.
Yep. Nope.
Let's just tell the time.
Yep.
And so he's like, well, are they tame? And Inspector Glasses is like, no, they're wild. I caught them. And I was like, what?
You caught them?
Ow. Like, this is like literally like pumas and leopards and like tigers and like a monkey and a kangaroo.
What the fuck?
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yo, a kangaroo will fuck you up.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And he's like, well, if you just lay the right bait and any creature will walk right in.
Again, with the porn, Miguel.
And so Daddy Brian is like, so why did you like invite me here?
Mhm.
And Glasses is like, I didn't. You came of your own accord.
And he's like, oh, right.
And
Or
so, but they talk about how they have a relationship and they trust each other and things, like as Glasses is like putting big chunks of meat into bowls like outside of each of the cages.
Mhm.
And Brian is like, I just like, I don't know, like senses that something, it's just like his spidey senses are going off. Like he's like,
mine
"It just,
too.
like, it just feels weird in here. The energy in here is not good."
Yeah. When was the last time you saged? Because it's
Mhm. He's like, I feel like I need to cleanse my chakras because my
Yeah.
aura is off.
right.
And so anyway, they're walking by all the cages, like putting the meat down. And so Brian kind of like, he's like, just can't believe that like the cages are open and they're all still in their cages. And so he like reaches his hand in and gets electrocuted. And
Oh dear.
and Glasses is like, no, what are you doing? And so he like checks his hand, but he's like, okay, like he like pulled it back quickly. So he's lucky that he didn't. And so Glasses is like, hey, I'm going away for a few days and I need someone to stay here and feed the animals for me. And I'll also like afterwards, I'll give you a reference for like your next, like a really great reference. So that way you can get like another like permanent job.
Okay.
Question number 1, your Daddy Brian, what do you do? What does he do?
Daddy Brian takes the job because he needs that cash money. I murder Inspector Gadget, call the animal conservation places, and I say there's some serious abuse going on. Let's get all of these animals out of here and to safety so that they can live a beautiful life in the wild free. Goodbye. Also, I accidentally murdered someone. Sorry. Actually, it was the tiger. My bad.
I'll give you 1.5 points. Just
Okay.
because I don't know if murdering someone is the way to stay alive.
And pinning it on the tiger. That's not going to work. Okay. I see you.
But he does.
Mhm.
And in that moment,
I want more. All right. So if you're going to murder another human being and pin it on the tiger, I want to know how you do it. I want method and description because yes.
No, I think what I'm going to do is Kim can still keep the points the same, but I've decided to not pin it on the tiger because then I think they would just kill the tiger.
Oh, good point.
That's true.
So, I'm just going to kill him with my bare hands and my punching, and then I'm going to feed him to the animals.
Oh.
And then I'm going to call animal services and
honestly,
be like,
I would give you a full point for that because it sounds like you won't get caught for your murder then.
I know it was just I got a little too hot too quick, you know. I got too mad.
That happened with me and Freddie too.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I know how the game works. My first answer, I get it. I got too hot too quick.
So in that moment, Glasses Inspector is rings a bell and then the animals come through their door and eat their food.
Okay.
Cut to later, Daddy Brian and his wife are like at the grocery store, and she's like excited. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like now you have a job and money. Like this is working out great." And at some point when they were talking, like Inspector Glasses was saying something about how he was like innocent, like when he went in there or something. And, you know, he thought that was weird because she was like, yeah, I mean, you were guilty. You were guilty every time.
I fucking love this queen.
Okay, bitch.
I love her.
She knows her
like,
man.
Yeah, she's like, I know who I married. Shit. Guilty as fuck.
So now it's later, they're in bed. And he's like, it's just weird. He's like, I couldn't put my finger on it, but it's like none of the animals would like make any noise. And like all I smelled was like the stench of fear.
Oh,
and wife is like, remember that time that you've been in prison for 2 years and now we're finally in bed together? Hey, and you're just talking about animal fear. Like,
yeah, she's like, I'm trying to get that D real quick. Yeah. Can we get a conjugal visit up in this piece, please?
So she gives the old
blowy
job. What was the blowjob that you had? I don't know. I was
tragedy
trying to make a reference,
blowjob,
but I couldn't remember.
It was a tragedy blowjob, though. This is not a tragedy blowjob. This is a hi, hello, how are you blowjob.
Yeah, mostly she's just like, let's get it on.
Let's do it,
and that's when the porn starts.
Sure. Bam,
So,
chicka, bow, wow.
Back to the caged animals. Daddy Brian comes in, and he now flicks the lever.
Okay.
Which is like up on like kind of the second floor, like overlooking it all. And it's like against a wall, and there's like a wall safe like right next to it.
Got it.
And so he turns the lever on, which turns the electric on, I believe.
Yep.
And then like puts out the bowls, and then he turns the lever off.
Oh, okay.
And rings the bell, and then they eat the food.
Dinner time.
So it's
Got
a whole fucking Pavlovian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're like, yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah. So now Daddy Brian and wife are eating dinner, and he's like not really eating, and he's like, I just can't get that stench out of my nostrils.
Oh.
And he's like,
I love Daddy Brian. He seems to really love animals.
Yeah, he's sure.
Yeah. Let me have it. Just
no, I think he does.
Okay.
I don't. He doesn't love them the way you love them.
He's not me. I get it. No, yes, but I hear you. I mean, who is? I'm insane.
But yeah, he's still taking care of them. Doesn't want them to smell of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, he's a little upset about it. And he's like, do we have any wine left? There's no wine. And then he like needs a cigarette, and he's kind of like just pacing around a little bit, you know, and they start kind of talking at the same time to each other, but not to each other sort of thing. They're just like talking about other things to themselves at each other.
Got it.
And he starts talking about the safe in the wall.
Okay.
And he's like, I mean, I don't know. I bet that this fucking crazy Inspector Gadget dude is like, I bet he's the type that doesn't even trust banks. I bet he's that guy who just keeps all his fucking money up in this fucking safe right here.
Yeah.
Remember that fucking pile of cash he handed me? Like, getting some ideas.
Yep.
And
you're not wrong, Daddy Cox.
Is like, Daddy Cox.
Oh, Daddy Cox. Look what I did there. Hey, oh. Miguel gave us a point.
How did it take us that long to find that?
I did not do this on purpose. There was so much more innuendo than I was expecting, particularly from this one. But okay.
Miguel, if there's innuendo to be found, it will be found.
To be honest, I watched it, and there's so much more innuendo than I was expecting. I'm telling the story.
What a fun surprise for you.
I know we're all getting this at the same time. So now we go back to the store in the caged animal room, and Daddy Cox is looking at the safe. What does he do? What do you do?
Can you tell me a little bit about the locking mechanism?
It's a twisty turny.
It's a twisty turny. Okay. I am going to look around the house for something that looks like it may be a twisty turny combination. That's the first thing I'm going to do. So I'm just going to fucking try and open it. It's not going to get broken into. Maybe he won't even notice that the money is gone for quite some time. Hey, what does he do? What's his deal? I think he probably is like pretty good at like trying to get into shit like that. So I think he does the thing that I always see that I don't really get, where they put their ear up to it and they're like, I'm listening for some specific clicks and I got it.
Point for him.
Yeah,
Exactly what he does. He literally is like, hello, turning it around.
Yep.
And there's a lot of things that I couldn't tell exactly what was happening. And I could see all of it. I was just always like, I don't know. It's British and 80s. I just know 80s British scientist.
Yep. You're not.
I'm a British man scientist.
Yeah.
A lot of research
Cheers
there.
to that.
A lot of research there. But just not 80s England science.
Right.
It's different.
It is. It's a totally different track.
So he like is like bloop, bloop, bloop. So I don't know if it was like he figured it out somehow very quickly doing that, but regardless, the safe opens, or if it was just already kind of unlocked basically. And
no, I think I think they know how to listen for like where the safe is like,
I mean,
this is
it
correct.
was too easy. Like it was literally just like he was just like eyeing it up basically, and then the door opened.
No. Okay. I mean, we're not safe scientists, so we don't actually know.
I don't know. This is very true. So he opens it and then falls through the floor.
I'm sorry.
Like the panels of the floor open up and he falls through into a cage ?
Oh no.
But it's like just 4 walls.
Mm.
That's his cage.
David W. in the chat just wrote sex dungeon.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like on one wall it has like a little cutout door, basically like
glory hole.
Shelf. What has this become? I've lost control of the ship.
I don't know what this is.
I don't know where we are.
I don't know what this has become, but keep it going. Keep it going. This is good.
No, that was beautiful.
Okay. Okay. Normally people don't have to see my face when I cry from laughing so hard, but here we are. Okay, so a glory hole opens. Yes, I'm with you.
No, it looks like where the glory hole would be, but the door is closed.
I see. And it's probably like a square panel type of situation.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And then on the other side is like a mirror that we can assume is a one-way, two-way mirror, which we had a big fight about the other day on one of our episodes. Is it a one-way mirror or a two-way mirror, you guys? Let's ask the chat. Let's ask the chat.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're on my side, it's a mirror, and then on the other side, it's a window, and I can see through.
What is that called?
Called a one-way mirror or a two-way mirror?
I do want to say this is a great opportunity to plug your podcast a little more and your Patreon and David, right, it is a one-way mirror because you can only see through it one way and they can't see you the other way.
But isn't that also what a mirror is? If somebody was looking from the back of a mirror, it's not like they can
You've
see.
just described, sir, a mirror.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck, I think, wow, good point. I'm just going with David because clearly, I guess.
Normal mirrors are no-way mirrors. I think we said that at some point too. Like we were just like, how many ways does each mirror have?
All right, real quick, and then I'm gonna go away. Which episode was the mirror?
It's not out yet. It's
not out yet.
It's next week. It's next.
No, it's gonna be in 2 weeks.
Oh, 3 weeks. Okay.
It'll be the first episode in February.
Yeah.
Well, something to look.
Two-way mirror is a window. Wow.
Right now, Ming Xiu is like. Ming Xiu is like By the way, Ming Xiu is the one who told you that it's a leather blazer. So right now, it's like What the
We
fuck?
need-
These people don't know shit. These fuck-
I'm not sure your tone through your texting.
Yeah.
But I feel judged.
Yeah. Also, Ming, you're hired as our on the spot fact checker.
Yeah, at the same time, you can come sit next to us and judge us every time
Exactly.
we record.
Yeah.
It's welcome.
We literally know no things.
Two-way mirrors the window. Great. You know what?
Woo! Okay.
Facts are facts. So, yeah, that's what you can find on our podcast. I don't know.
If you want to hear us discuss mirrors.
Okay. Where the fuck was I? Glory
He
hole.
saw-
Right.
yeah.
Cool. Cut to the wife at home waiting with dinner made. And like a storm is a brewing outside, so the lights start flickering and stuff. But she's like,
shit.
"Where's my fucking
Man.
husband?"
Mhm.
Cut to Daddy Cox just like jumping to the hole.
Okay.
Jumping around the cage. No, he's trying to get because it's like a flappies, two little flappies came
That
down,
fell
that's what he
down.
fell
Uh-huh.
through. So he's trying to like jump up the hole, basically.
Okay. Is he close?
No,
No. Okay.
He's just- no.
Okay. It's futile. All right.
Yeah. Then wife,
But that's
agrees-
helpful. So it's like two little flaps that are actually
But like, yeah, so there's still a hole
still
there.
open. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then like the wife like lays down in bed, like, I don't fucking know what's going on. I guess I have to fucking give myself a hand job tonight.
Oh
Rude.
my God. I'd be so furious.
Bow chicka bow.
Bow wow.
And then Inspector Gadget walks in and she's like,
It's like, do you need an extra hand?
and then he's like, flu, flu, flu. I'm so sorry.
What?
I'm so sorry. Okay. Mhm. Daddy Cox is in his cage.
I have to interrupt again. You just invented, like, this has to be a whole series of Inspector Gadget themed.
Porns.
Yes.
Inspector Gadget porn. I love it. I
Well,
don't.
I think that's similar to tentacle porn.
That's true. Yes, tentacle porn adjacent to go gadget porn.
Yes. That's correct. This is correct.
Woo.
So, Daddy Cox is in his cage,
Right.
and the glory hole door opens,
Mm-hmm.
and then we hear a buzz sound. Buzz.
Shit.
And there's a plate of food sitting there in the
Okay.
cubby hole.
Yep.
And he reaches for it, electrocuted.
Ah! Ow.
And then so he starts freaking out. He's like, let me out of here. Let me out of here.
Sure.
And then a bell rings.
Pavlov.
So he takes off his belt and like slowly and then he's like, bow chicka bow wow. And then
It just doesn't end.
he slowly like reaches into the hole to make
Uh-huh.
sure he's not going to get electrocuted.
Oh,
and it's
smart. Okay.
fine.
Smart.
So he grabs the plate of food, and the window closes.
Okay. So what we're learning is that when the bell dings, that's
It's
when.
safe.
Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
hmm And the buzz is electric.
Got it.
So next day, you're the wife. Your husband hasn't come home.
Oh, I'm so pissed.
What do you do? What does she do?
Probably just be really passive aggressive about it. Probably just, when he asks, when he finally comes home.
To
and-
yourself.
yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have a lot of like conversations in my head about like what I'm gonna say when he comes home.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I think logically speaking, I'm gonna drive to the animal jail and be like, hubby. And I think let's do that hand in hand. Let's go to the animal jail together.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You get a point.
Okay.
She goes to the pet store.
Okay.
And
was that a double ding?
Yeah.
Double ding. Okay.
But I feel like you get a point for a very specific reason because she gleaned some information.
Okay, great.
So you guys both go to the pet store and Inspector Glasses is there.
Mhm.
And he's like, oh, one moment. And she's like, hi, I'm Daddy Cox's
Mrs.
wife.
Daddy Cox. Yep.
Yeah. And he's like, hello, nice to meet you. Kisses your hand. And she asks about him. And basically he's like, I haven't seen him. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, so you haven't seen him since he got out of jail? And he's like, no.
Oh dear.
And but we see, so the last time that Daddy Cox came in, he like came in through the pet store, took his like flannel jacket off and hung it on the back of the door in the pet store.
Yep.
And then went downstairs.
Okay.
So she notices his jacket hanging up.
Smart girl. Clever girl.
But anyway, there's cute animals around and there's a really cute puppy. And she's like, oh my God, hi, look at this puppy. And I was like, oh my God, hello, puppy. And we all had puppy talk. And she's like, well, he didn't come home last night. And he's like, oh, so soon? That's so sad. Like, yeah, he's got out of prison and like is already like not going home to his wife. Like,
okay, go gadget lies. That's rude. You don't know my business.
and she's like, well, he said that he was coming here.
Right.
And he's just like, sorry. And so she's like, okay, thank you. And like starts to leave. And she's like, so you didn't give him any money either at like in prison? And he's like, no.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this, like, he's not actually a trustworthy fellow. So it is possible that he just lied about this whole thing to her, is probably what she's thinking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now as wife, where do you go next and where does she go next?
Where do I go next? Interesting, because I feel like we've only been to 2 places. She says she's like in the middle of nowhere, right?
She is, yeah.
So I can't think of another place, so I'm just gonna say hand in hand, we're gonna maybe go to like the local bar to be like, did he pass out somewhere? Like, have you seen my husband? There's like 4 of you in this town, so somebody saw something.
0 points.
Fuck.
She goes to the policio station.
Oh, I know. That's what I said.
Hello, officer.
Hello, officer. That's what I said. Yeah.
And she's
the bar at the police station. The police
the
station.
bar, the police station bar. Right.
Mhm.
That's where all the ex-cons hang out.
Yeah.
That's why she was searching. For
Exactly. Yeah.
She's trying to tell this detective guy, and he's basically like, your husband didn't come home last night. Like, sounds like you need like a marital counselor.
Yeah,
not,
it
like,
sounds
the
shady as fuck.
police, you know, like,
Right.
it's like, ma'am, stop.
Yeah.
And also they know Mr. Inspector Gadget Man too.
Oh,
The police
right.
know him. And she's like, but I saw his jacket there. Like, I know he was there.
Mm-hmm.
But he just brushes her off. He's just like, he's an ex-con. Like, when you do find him, make sure we don't see him again, basically.
Fucking typical. Okay.
Where does she go next? And where do you go next?
I go to the bar from a drink because I'm stressed. No, I'm just kidding. Hand in hand, again, I know no places in this town, so I know of 3 places. Before it was only 2, now it's 3. I'm gonna go back to the terrible pet store, but I'm gonna like sneak around. Like, I'm gonna like be like looking for clues hand in hand.
Hand in hand? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good flavor. Clementine hibiscus, everyone. It's delicious.
Delicious. Double ding. But before that, we go back to Daddy Cox.
Daddy cucks.
And the little glory hole window opens with food sitting there. And he starts yelling through the ceiling opening, and he's like screaming and jumping and hitting the walls and like, ah!
Yeah.
And like it's like cut between like him doing that and the animals pacing in their cage.
Right,
like, they're all just
right.
fucking
Well,
caged
because they're so
animals.
hungry too. He might have missed their mealtime.
They're all caged animals.
Oh my God.
So now Glass's inspector closes the pet shop.
Okay.
But like from the inside, he just closes the little sign.
Uh-huh.
And then we see that wife is outside watching.
Yeah, she is.
And there's an apartment above the store, which is pretty much where he lives. And so she looks up there, he goes up, and then the apartment lights turn off. So she's like, ha ha.
Hi. I'm detective wife.
She starts creeping around the building, like you said. And she goes to like the side. There's like some blue door that like, again, this was similar to the safe where I was like, is it buzzing? Is it not buzzing? Is it open? Is it locked? I don't understand.
Right.
She tries once or twice, but then it seems to be open.
Okay.
But it did seem like it was buzzing and she couldn't open it. And then the buzzing stopped and then she could open it and she goes in and then the door closes behind her and the buzzing starts again and she can't seem to get back out that way.
That is suspicious.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Okay.
So now this is basically, she entered from like the tiger room.
Uh-huh.
And so she's like looking around in there and accidentally kicks like a metal food bowl. And she's like, ah.
Oh shit. Okay.
But Daddy Cox hears a noise. And so he starts yelling.
Yes. Good job, Daddy Cox.
Gadget, let me out of here. Ah.
Yeah.
And so she sees through the one-way mirror.
And it's like, that's my Daddy Cox.
In that hole.
Oh shit. Okay.
So she starts banging on that and is like, Daddy Cox, I'm here. So then she goes upstairs to the hole and looks down. And he's like, don't put your hand through, like find something else to put it through. And she's like, okay. So she grabs like a big long broom and like puts the handle through and it's like clear, not electrocuted or anything.
Oh, okay.
So she puts it through and then like he tries to like climb up the handle and then the broom just breaks. So like,
oh my God. Anything that requires my upper body strength, I'm like, you know what? I'm a goner.
I know, that's
fine.
the same. I'd be like, well,
yeah. Well, that was it for me. We had a nice run.
It's not even the fucking like rope at gym class. It's just like a smooth wooden handle.
Yeah. It's just me like, shh.
I'm just like, bound chicka bound.
Broom porn.
So, your wife now, what do you want to do next? What does she want to do to get him out?
I like that she found this broom. I bet I could find some shit. And I like her. I keep doing things hand in hand with her. I just like, I like her. I like her vibe. I think we're both going to like look around for something that's ropey, you know?
Yeah.
But I also am going to do something where like I tie my end of the rope to like something that's not me. Cause like, I realize that if I try to lift a human man, it won't go well.
Sure.
So we're going to find a ropey situation and a strong tie situation. And I'm going to try and help him climb up, I think.
0 points.
Great. Cool. Great.
She's like, hey, I'm going to go get the police now that I know where you are and that you're in trouble.
I see your logic there, ma'am. I see.
And he, though, is like, no, I tried to open the safe. They're going to send me back to jail. It was a trap.
Isn't it kind of your word against theirs, though?
So what does he want to do? What does he tell her to do?
He wants her to do a rope situation.
What do you tell her to do?
He wants her to do a ropey situation, kind of like what I had. What does he tell her to do? No, I'm sorry. He says, let's deal with a ropey situation. I am like, help me set these animals free. I think they love me now. We are kindred spirits. Let's go eat that guy up in his apartment and run away together into the sunset with our army of animals.
What? How are you doing that from the cage?
Because I'm going to tell her how to let all the animals out with the electricity. With the lever.
And then how do you get out of the, and then you just live in the cage forever by yourself?
Kim, I don't know why you're throwing all this logic at me. I think it's really rude and I don't appreciate it.
I just feel like you're a little sidetracked.
I
with
am.
the task at hand.
I am a little sidetracked. No, let's, you know what? Let's look for a ropey situation as well. I am the law. There be no logic here. Lauren gets me.
Point for him. He's like, go find something to get me out of here. But he's
Yeah.
like, but don't touch the cages. And so beep boop boop, beep boop boop, boop 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 boop. Okay. Oh, okay. So she is like, cool.
Right.
So she goes back to like the front pet shop area.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So like up the stairs and through the curtain.
Yep.
And that door is locked by like a key that is not there, sort of thing.
Okay. Got
Does that
it.
make sense?
So
she
like
can't
where
get
the
out that door.
where the closed sign was,
Yes,
basically?
like
Okay.
the front door of the pet shop. And because she's out there though, like the little puppy starts making noise, there's like a parrot or something. So like animals start making noise. So she's like, fuck, and she hears something. So she like runs and hides in like a corner or something. So Inspector Glasses comes down and he is like looking around and he like pulls open a drawer and she sees everything. And he like pulls out a key, I think. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a pointy thing, but thought it was a weapon of some sort. But then he just goes to the front door, unlocks it, looks around outside, comes back in, locks the door, puts the key back in the drawer, and like he grabs the puppy and takes the puppy through the curtain and goes downstairs.
Okay.
Question number 9. What does she do? What do you do?
I am going to get that key and I am going to use it to let myself out and go to the police station. I ain't no fool. I learned. And we're going to go together. But what's going to happen to that puppy?
So Glasses Inspector goes and checks on Daddy Cox. And Daddy Cox is just like sitting down in the hole. And he's like, what are you doing awake at this hour? Was there some sort of disturbance or something? And he's like, I find it odd that you're always yelling and screaming for me and all these things. And now I come to your hole and if you finally see me and suddenly
You're
not
so
yelling.
quiet.
Suddenly not trying to ask me to let you
you
free.
out. Interesting.
Is it because you have some sort of plan or an accomplice, maybe?
He forgot that he's an Inspector Gadget.
He's like, do you want a friend? Here's a puppy, and throws the puppy in the cage with him. And he's like, he happens to make a lot of noise when anything like new happens, basically.
Okay. Now you're using puppies as weapons and I don't appreciate it.
Rude. And Daddy Cox is like, why me, dude? Like,
yeah.
WTF. And Glasses Inspector is like, it's the ultimate challenge. If I can train you, I can train anybody. Can you imagine prisons without cells? No ugly buildings, no ugly walls, people too terrified to move?
This is what you want to do with your life, dude? This is how you want to spend your life?
Pathetic.
This is your fucking, this is your what
your
drives
porn?
you?
Are you kidding me?
This is your porn. This is your kink, bro. Wow.
He's like, by the by, if I close this hatch here, the door, the open hole, he's like, no one will ever hear you. Ever.
Oh, it's soundproof.
Like you can just scream, but you're in a concrete.
Sure. Spoiler alert, my queen bitch knows where I am though. So joke's on you.
cut to wifey at the police station. Question number 10 or whatever it is.
Mhm.
What does she tell them? What do you tell them?
Okay, they don't seem to care about him. Ooh, hand in hand. I'm going to be like, hey, you know the pet shop owner who's also an ex-con, which you guys don't seem to like and have some judgments about? He has my husband kidnapped and I can show you where. Like, I'm going to take the pressure
pet
off.
shop owner?
Yeah, wasn't he in prison?
No, he was in a Nazi concentration camp. He went to visit prison as like a kind visitor to prisoners. So sorry. I mean, you can continue on with your story, but I just wanted you to know that's not the fact.
No, that those are very different places.
Like he's
That is so radically different.
Those are different places.
I'm so sorry to tell
But
you.
now I'm like even more mad that he like keeps things in captivity because I'm like, you were in captivity, dude. Oh, wow. Now I hate you more. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Great. I don't know. I think she's just going to be like, maybe she'll be like, help, there's a small child that you guys should care about that's being held captive in this pet shop. And then they'll get there and they're like, isn't this your husband? She's like, yeah, I fooled you. Hand in hand.
That's what hand in hand. Okay. Point for you.
Thank you.
Sounds like a great idea.
Wow, this story is so different to me now. It's a really different story.
I'm so glad we cleared this up.
It's really dark for me now.
Yes.
It's not a porn, it's really dark.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, continue.
She tells the guy, hey, I found my husband, so everything's okay.
Queen, what you doing?
So now she goes back inside to the animal cages, goes to the hole and brought rope with her. So
Okay.
she's leaning over the hole, putting the rope down. And then we're all of a sudden like POV coming up behind her. It's glasses. And then he pushes her in to the hole.
Damn it. Kim, that was really good.
Thank you.
No, like I'm serious. That was really good.
I'll add it to my resume.
Yes, that was like really like maniacal laughter, but also like true to who you are. Like you weren't trying to like be someone else's maniacal. It was really great. Hats off to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's up there with chainsaw sounds apparently.
Yep. Cheers.
Inspector Glasses is like, if you set the right bait, anything will you catch anything.
You dick.
And he's like, now my collection is complete. And Daddy Cox is like, how can you fucking do this? Like, you were in a fucking concentration camp. You said you would like never forget that place. Like, we bonded over that.
Me and Daddy Cox are like this.
Inspector Glasses is like, no, yeah, a concentration camp is where I came up with the idea for all of this. When I was watching the inmates. Because I was not captive. I was a
Nazi. Oh my God, these fucking Nazis. They're always like coming out of the woodworks and all of a sudden they're like, surprise, Nazi. What the fuck?
Surprise Nazis. They're the worst Nazis.
They really
I mean,
are
they're all
worse.
horrible.
They're all
They're
horrible,
all
but a
they're all the
surprise. You at least want to know like where your Nazis are coming from.
Yeah.
Fuck. And this guy is handling puppies?
A lot of animals.
Wow.
And then he closes up the hatch and we start to hear like a little humming sound. And so we can assume there's electric going on.
Yeah.
Basically in the,
and
in
she
the
fucking
cage.
told the cops all is well. God damn it.
So fucking Daddy Cox is like pacing around and fucking doing sit-ups and shit like that, push-ups, because he's like,
Now I'm in fucking prison again. Right.
And wife is like, okay, this is like, he's doing the same training that he's doing to the other animals. And Daddy Cox is like, yeah, brainwashing.
Mhm.
And so they kind of grab the broom handle that's got knocked down there from when they were trying to.
Sure.
I'm so
When they
sorry.
were trying to jerk each other off.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they reach it up to the ceiling and it's electric up there. So there's no way out.
Okay.
Cut to the detective now coming to the pet shop.
Okay.
And he's like, someone was talking about you yesterday. And Inspector Glasses is like, haven't seen the dude. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, the detective is like, it's weird because she's gone now too. So I don't know. Let us know if you hear anything.
Is this cop about to do his damn job?
Now, Inspector Glasses goes to Daddy Cox's jacket that's hanging on the back of the door.
Okay.
And grabs his keys out of the pocket.
Daddy Cox's keys out of the pocket.
Daddy Cox's keys. Back to the cage. The glory hole food window opens.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it is open.
Mm-hmm.
Currently open when we appeared.
Okay.
And there's food inside.
Okay. Got it.
But for whatever reason, they're like, I don't know. It feels like it's been longer than usual that like, where's the bell? We need the bell before we get, like, did we miss the bell? Are we in buzz time or bell time? Buzz time or bell time?
Like, buzz time or bell time.
And fucking Daddy Cox is getting real, he's like hangry. Like, he's like, he's like losing it because he's starving and,
Been there.
Wifey is like, why us? Like, what did you guys talk about in prison? Like, what did you tell him about us? Like, why did he pick us?
I fucking love this queen bitch. I love her. She's a fucking detective. You know who the detective is? This bitch. She's a fucking go-go gadget bitch is what I'm saying.
Yes. And so he's like, I don't know, like everything basically. So she's like, I don't know, maybe he likes watching.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow. Miguel, you did this.
It's all your fault.
You're welcome.
And then a bell dings.
Oh,
so Daddy
I'm counting that by
grabs the food.
Hey,
like, she's like, share, bitch.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And then something slides up, and it's a fucking doorway to the outside. It's just fucking green pastures. Hello.
What? I mean, it's electrocuted for shizzle.
And that's what they're like, are we released? And they're like, no, it has to be a trick. But we're in bell time. Bell time is safe time.
Bell time is safe time.
But we're like, and wifey's like, no, we can't do anything. Like, not while he's watching us. He's definitely watching us. Like, because she knows that it's a one of the mirrors. It's a one-way mirror. And she knows it's not a no-way mirror.
Alert, I still don't know. Half mirror. I like that. David W, half mirror. It's a half mirror. It's a whole mirror and a half mirror.
Yeah. Yep. Half mirror. And so Daddy Cox is like, well, we have to like test it or something. And so he like throws something out and like nothing happens. But then the puppy runs out to like fetch the thing he threw. And the puppy gets through, nothing happens. Oh. And so they're like, oh my gosh, let's crap. And they're like, fuck. Okay, so we're stuck inside now. But then the puppy is outside, like eating the little thing or whatever, and then looks up at them and is like, hey guys. And they're like, no. Stay.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
And wifey's like, you killed him. And she like hits him and stuff. Cut to Inspector Glasses in a car driving through the countryside.
Okay.
Back to the cage, and basically wifey's like, I need to figure out what that fourth sound is. So there's
sound, the
bell, the buzzer, and like a humming sound, and then the other one is like a click sound or something, like a click or something.
And the buzzing, so the bell, the buzzer, and the buzzing is when the electricity is active.
I think I was confused, but they explain it in a second.
Okay.
Because Daddy Cox is like, that's the lever being turned. It's like click, click.
Okay.
Electric off and electric on.
Got it. Okay.
And wifey is like, maybe that's Inspector Glass's first mistake. Ha ha. And then she kisses Daddy Cox, and then they rip each other's clothes up,
And then they fuck.
like a bow wow, and then we all watch through a half mirror.
Yeah.
So she's like, the animals know that a bell means food and the buzzer means pain.
The bell means food, the buzzer means pain. Got it.
But a human brain can figure out that the click means the power off. So it's safe to escape if we get out before the doors slide down.
Okay.
So yeah, and I think, the humming is like, I think just like the electric just being on, basically. So it's just like a constant little like.
Okay.
But basically she's saying, so it's like, okay, ready? We're in safe. So a bell dings, we're safe.
Yes.
Electricity's off. So we're in.
Yes. Yes.
He's like, then a buzzer goes off.
Yes.
And then it's like click to hum electric time. So
okay.
Basically saying there's like a second, 2 seconds there where like the click's happening, where it's safe to kind of like try to escape before
Got it.
Electric gets on.
Okay.
So then they start, and then
fucking.
It's like, because then she's like, just keep kissing me, keep making out with me, so they can talk, basically, like just in case he's watching.
Look at this queen.
She's just like, and then we can get out through this way and we do this.
Ooh,
so smart.
Cheers to you, bitch.
So they're like, okay, they're like making out or whatever, and then we hear the next click, and they're like, so sorry. They're like, when the next click comes, we run, no hesitation, run like the wind.
Yes.
Okay. Back to the police station. The detective is like talking to the other cop guy, and it's just like, it's just so weird. Like when the way she talked about the husband feeding animals, it felt like she was talking about like zoo animals or something, like it's just weird. I just have a weird feeling about it. But like the other cop guy is like, but like, she said everyone's fine. And he's like, yeah, forget about it. And he like,
forget about it.
And he's like, that.
Yeah.
So
I wonder how British people go, forget about it. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Goodbye.
Will it have to be like would it be the most Cockney? Like Harry Potter, forget about it. Yes.
We got it.
Nailed it. So back to the cage. Wifey's like, there's a police station a half mile down the road, and fucking Daddy Cox gets all mad about that because he's like, no, I'm gonna get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. And then it's click happens. So they're like, run, go out. And they go and they run out and the door closes, but they're out, they're free.
Yeah.
But at the same time, somehow
okay.
A leopard or puma or somebody had the same idea and like walked out of his door too.
Great job, buddy.
Yeah, he was listening to them, I guess.
Good job, Puma.
So I don't know my large cats specimens.
Well, you're not a big cat scientist, so nobody's expecting you to.
So I don't know what he was.
Sure,
He's all black, very pretty.
He was a panther, a jaguar, perhaps.
Maybe, sure.
But we're in England, so it would be jaguar.
Jaguar. Okay, you got out.
I'm out.
So now you're fucking Queen Wifey and Daddy Cox. What do you do? What do they do?
What's this jaguar situation?
The jaguar got free from his cage. Like, we're not touching cages at all.
Okay.
We're in like a cemented wall. It was just like in the cage room at the same time, a jaguar happened to get free.
Okay. So. Man,
that was like a side note.
I see. Okay. God, I want this jaguar to eat this fucking Nazi. Oh my God. Jaguars eating Nazis. Now that's a porno I watch. Boy. Oh my God.
Wop.
Just invented a fetish.
We did. Okay. I hand in hand, I'm going to be like, Daddy Cox, listen to me. There is a cop that I feel like is a little suspicious. Okay. Like, don't be scared. I think these cops are chill. I think they're reasonable human beings. We're not in America. I'm sorry, I can't say that. So I think because this whole thing of like this logic that he has where he's like, I tried to open the safe. So they want, I'm like, nobody fucking saw you do that. Like, it's your word against a Nazi. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So
also she says something about like, they can't arrest you for like failure to
open a safe.
Basically.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, listen, Daddy Cox, we're going to the police station and we're going to tell them fucking everything, everything. And the Nazi is going to be arrested and brought in prison. The end, hand in hand.
Point for you. Great idea.
Thank you.
They get directly outside and they're like, we can't let him get away with this.
No. Oh, shit. Okay.
So they're literally like at the front of the fucking pet store, like outside still. And Daddy Cox is like, stay here and keep watch. If I don't come back soon, go on alone.
This is bad. Bad idea.
Back inside the animal cage room, though, now the jaguar is free. And Inspector Glasses is a little scared. He's like, but you're supposed to be in your cage. So he starts like backing like up the stairs and the jaguar follows.
I bet it was so beautiful.
And at that moment, Daddy Cox runs in from like the side door. So he's like farther away, but he can like see what's happening. And Glasses open. So he's at the top where the lever in the safe is. So he like opens the hatch with like a button or whatever. But at that moment, I think like Jaguar like maybe dives or something at Glasses. So he jumps into the whole cage.
Okay. I'm like happy he's in a cage, but I'm also sad that the Jaguar didn't get a chomp. Okay, keep going.
But he had seen Daddy Cox come in. So he's like, Daddy Cox, my friend, open the door. Let me out, my friend.
Cute Nazi shit. You fucking piece of trash.
We can assume we're friends with the Jaguar or the Jaguar went somewhere else because I don't know where he went at this point, but he's no longer around.
Okay. No. We're friends.
Yeah. So he's not to worry to you.
Okay.
What do you do? What does Daddy Cox do? When Inspector Glasses is like, hello, help me from below.
You know what I'm going to do hand in hand with this motherfucker?
What?
I am going to be like, I don't know where the owner of this pet store went, but I'm running this bitch myself. And I'm going to keep in a fucking cage. And I'm going to do all the electricity shit. And I'm going to be like, oh, do you not like being a prisoner? Does this suck for you? Is this bad? And I'm going to rake in all the puppy money. And I'm going to save more animals. And I'm going to set all the animals free. And I'm going to live a happy fucking British life with puppies and Nazis in a cage. Goodbye. I just went up in a puff of smoke.
0 points.
You bitch.
So we just see the hatch close.
And
we can assume that Daddy Cox was like,
closed
goodbye.
Yeah.
Remember that time you told me if I close this door, you can scream forever and no one will hear you ever?
Yeah.
That's you now, bitch. So cut to Wifey and Daddy Cox running from the store. Glasses is in the cage. They finally get to their country home and they're so happy and they're like, yes, we did it. We're free. We win. And they come in and they close the door. And I notice on the hinges, there's like a weird little electric thing or something. And they shut the door. And then I kind of hear a bit of a humming sound. And they're like, we don't have any food. Like we should go out for dinner tonight. Yes, that sounds wonderful. And then we hear buzz.
Nazi man was driving in the countryside. He drove to their fucking house.
And so they're already like Pavlovian about the buzz, like especially Daddy Cox. So he's like, I know buzz means pain. And so he's like, what the fuck? And they he kind of like reaches towards like the window slightly, like in the kitchen, and like it starts to like get electric as soon as he gets in. They like see like a little electric thing, and they see something like on the electric pole outside, and they're like, he fucking allowed us to escape on purpose.
I'm furious. I'm so angry. I'm so mad. Who's going to feed those fucking animals? Mind you. I'm so mad. Okay.
And so wife is losing her mind.
Sure.
Rightfully so.
Sure. Me too.
Daddy Cox is like, we were like being trained and now we're trapped. Cut to like Glasses trapped in his cell, and they kind of like touch the walls and the ceiling with different things, and it's all electric.
God damn it.
And wifey starts losing her mind. She's like, we're never gonna get out of here. We're never gonna get out of here. We're gonna die here. And she's like crying and screaming and screaming. And then they're both screaming at the kitchen window, screaming. And we slowly pan out as we just see silent screams because there's no one around for miles. And then it kind of fades into Glasses also silent screaming from his hole that no one can hear at all.
Oh my God.
The end.
Fucking Nazis, am I right?
Nazis are the worst. Moral of the story is Nazis are the worst.
But those animals, what are we going to do about these animals? How are we going to get them out? I bet you know what? I heard that the cop is like, I'm still suspicious. And he's going to let all the animals free, keep the Nazi in the cage, then go to the country house and be like, hey, new friends. And he's going to figure out how to let them out because he's going to get an electricity scientist. And he's going to be like, I unwired this whole fucking house. And then they're all going to have Sunday dinner together.
Sure. Yeah, that's totally what's happening.
That was the sequel.
Okay. For your dead or alive, you got 2 out of 4.
Sure.
For your questions, you got 11.5 out of 22. For a total of 13.5 out of 26.
Also in the ICU, but
Yeah.
I'm in England, and I think their ICUs are looking better than ours. So
Yeah,
we're good.
you're in better shape than me. And you've got just, hand jobs, blow jobs, and porn galore. You're good.
I do. I got Daddy Cox. I'm locked inside with Daddy Cox. Hi. Kim, we did it.
You did it.
High five.
We like to do a little cheers that we do.
Yeah, that's usually at the beginning.
I know, we forgot. So for those that don't know, it starts with Gina Holes Out and everyone else cheers as tits up. Or we could do ladies do tits up and then dudes say
boner to the face.
Boner to the face.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Gina Holes Out.
Tits up.
I'm going tits up. It just rolls off the tongue better.
Yep. That was so fun.
That was our show.
So I have to say, I was reminded of one of my favorite episodes because I love unhappy endings. And one of my favorite episodes is when y'all did Drag Me to Hell.
Oh,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I hate.
And I got dragged to hell.
Yes. I don't want to ruin anything for anyone, but everyone should listen to that episode because it's hilarious. But I do love the you want to ask Sam Raimi, who is this movie for?
Oh yeah, his mouth
and mouth horror.
And mouth horror. Yeah, this one was porno. Sam Raimi is all about the mouth horror. Yeah, it's
yeah, very big on. Well, Sam Raimi is a huge fan of the Three Stooges and loves putting his actors through hell.
Sir, Sam, sir.
Yes.
Interesting.
Calm down.
See that in his movies.
Yes.
The Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Bonk.
In Darkness, there is a literal Three Stooges scene with Bruce Campbell and some skeletons coming out of the ground.
That's incredible. All right, we did it.
You did it. So
Yay.
I will announce, I don't know if you know what your calendar is a month from now. or a little over a month from now, but
Mhm.
the February love edition of Campfire Tales is going to be the
Love
weekend. It's
edition.
like Valentine's.
Wasn't this the love
I
edition?
know.
Oh, now. They're all the love edition.
Unintentionally.
Yeah.
Everybody who's listening now, so that will be the weekend of the 26th through 28th,
Fun.
with the live Q&As being Sunday the 28th. But if you want to do this again on the 27th, which is the Saturday before,
That sounds amazing.
I would love that. I would love that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Lauren says, if this wasn't the love edition, I'd be delighted to see what it would be.
Oh no.
It would be just giant cats eating Nazis.
Yes.
We
Oh my
know what the
God.
new fetish is now. So.
Yeah, with us all just having hard eyes.
It would be so much.
Oh my God. It would just be so great. And then
After
Who's
they're
the God
finished
sequel?
eating, we all snuggle on their big full bellies and we just take a little nap.
That was adorable. That was very like Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, thank you.
I
don't know
it's a
Powerpuff
compliment.
Oh, thank you.
Power. So yeah, tomorrow we've got Q&As for block 1 at 3:30, block 2 at 7 p.m. If y'all haven't seen those yet, that's when you want to have them finished by. But I have been spying and seeing who's watching, and I noticed a lot of people have been. I hope you're enjoying them. But thank you so much. It's weird. Well, I guess we've got 2 people who can clap and be audible. Lauren, clap.
Clapping.
Oh, I was like, are we
Fun.
clapping?
But
Are
it
we
looks-
clapping?
For yourself? Sure, why not?
Oh,
Sure.
crap.
This is
Clapping for
you.
Kim.
Clapping for Ketryn.
That was so fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Miguel.
for having us. It's always so fun. Can we share our stuff? So if people want more, you can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yep.
You can find us on social media at KKSAM Podcast, which is in my little name here.
Mhm.
Like Miguel said, we do have a Patreon, so there's lots of like bonus stuff on there. You can get merch, and we went live for 2 different things today.
Mhm.
We like talk about movies afterwards and research stuff, and then we do
Watch
live
things with you.
commentary.
Yeah.
So we're watching Creepshow on Shudder right now with the homies, and a bunch of other fun stuff. There's you can get early episodes, all kinds of things.
Yeah, we also have a Facebook group, Sammy Stay Alive Maybe. So you can join our Facebook group, and it's just a really cool, awesome, loving community.
Supportive, safe space. Everyone's really wonderful.
Lots of
Yeah.
funny pictures too.
Yeah, lots of funny
memes.
finishes. Yeah, for sure. So those are all the places you can find us, and we would love to have new
To
Sammys.
hang out with you.
Yes, join, see, and then for the next episode, I'll be. I have to catch up. I'm a couple of episodes behind.
Cool.
I think Paiwak is the last one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was correct.
Yes.
Sweet. So-
Paiwak, the tale of sleeveless turtlenecks.
Yes.
Yeah, this has been great. I knew I had something. Oh, yes, there is something. So all of you, or those of you who are still here, I did have a poll. So this is about this format that I used before you were using Eventive to participate. I just wanted to see how you felt about the Zoom webinar format, which is what we did today. So I'm going to launch polling.
Ooh,
And let me know which one you prefer. You should be
this is
just
exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So far, webinars
Yeah,
Yeah, it's-
webinars got 3 of yeah.
slaying.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, there you have it.
This
Yeah.
was so fun.
And so David says the only clarification would be the 2 fields since it defaults to panelists. That is a definite thing with Zoom, and
Oh, I see. Okay.
And also, if I was going to make suggestions to Zoom, which I have, and all of you should too, it would be really nice for that chat to have some emojis like the event. But,
Oh yeah.
I got creative and used old school emojis.
Yeah, no, we
I
can
love
go
it.
full, like, yeah. Well, I'm going to end polling. Thanks. That was actually really useful. 100% of you preferred the Zoom webinar. I think it's a little more inclusive. Plus, Kim and Ket could see you in the chat and didn't have classes, so that was nice as well. But thank you so much. I'm going to, I've got some Christine parts to paint. I'm doing a Christine model kit.
How fun. Share pics when it's done.
Oh, here, look, check it out.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I have a puppy that needs to be put to bed.
A puppy.
Oh, how fun. Oh my God. That's like the parts.
Yes. Oh, yes. It's a very intricate little
You're
model.
putting together a full car. You're building a car, a tiny car.
Plastic, you have to paint it and glue it. It's very nerdy.
Holy.
It's really cool though.
Bananas. Yeah, that is really cool. That it's not just like the exterior. Like it's like, no, bitch, you're building a car. Bye.
This bitch starts and drives.
Yeah.
I wish. If you crash her, she'll put herself back together.
I needed that when I first got my license. There wasn't a car I didn't crash.
I don't crash cars, but I wouldn't mind it. I've had cars crash into me. So
it might have been me. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm going to let you have a good night now. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Everyone for watching.
Thanks.
Yes,
Thank
we
you,
love you all so
Lauren.
much.
Yes. Thank you, Lauren, for helping moderate the chat and keeping everybody engaged. And
Yeah.
love y'all. Good night.
Have a
Of
good
course.
night.
Good night.